We think of great men like Neil Armstrong, who walked on the moon, Nelson Mandela, who walked to freedom, and heart surgeon Professor Dr. Chris Barnard. But here was a man who was born in a small village, the son of a peasant woman. He grew up in another small village, and until he reached the age of 30, he worked as a carpenter. Then for 3 years he was a traveling minister, but he never traveled more than 200 miles from where he was born, and where he did go, he usually walked. He never held political office. He never wrote a book. He never went to college. He never bought a home. He never had a family. And he never set foot inside a big city. But here was a man. Though he never did things you'd usually associate with greatness, here was a man. He had no credentials but himself. He had nothing to do with this world except through the divine purpose that brought him to this world. And while he was still a young man, the tide of popular opinion turned against him. Most of his friends ran away. One of them denied him. One of them betrayed him and turned him over to his enemies. Then he went through the mockery of a trial, and he was nailed to a cross between two thieves. And even while he was dying, his executioners gambled for the only piece of property that he had in the world, and that was his robe. When he was dead, he was taken down from the cross and laid in a borrowed grave provided by a compassionate friend. 19 wide centuries have come and gone, and today he is the centerpiece of the human race, our leader in the columns of human destiny. And I think I'm well within the mark when I say that all of the armies that ever marched, all of the navies that ever sailed the seas, and all of the legislative bodies that ever sat, and all of the kings that ever reigned, all of them put together, have not affected the life of man on this earth so powerfully as that one solitary life. Yes, here was a